Message or messages? Let's dive in, big cat. Intel is afoot. Recon is to be had. Namaste, big cats. Come in, gather up, gather in as the Big Cat Chronicles continues. The planetary energies are. Baby, let me lower the music. There is a strong spiritual aspect being bandied around in the cosmic energies, darling dears. This is going to make you more, what? A solid presence in the game of life. Mars in Gemini has been there since the 20th of August and will be there until the 25th of March 2023, a long transit. Mars normally takes 1 or 2 months to speed for a sign. However, this year, Mars has decided to be our rowdy B&B guest who decided to extend their stay. You'll be able to see your own evolutionary path more constructively. Today is a time to stick to your routines, like white on rice. Focusing on work and your goals is what it's all about, darling dear. Your goals and your work. You, the you show. You have to set out on this path for a specific purpose. The purpose of knowing thyself and socking it to him, Scotty. Socking it to him. The moon in Gemini gives you the advantage, darling dear. Remember that everyone is a direct reflection of someone else. We all have different things to teach each other. Some lessons for you might be about following your own path. It means being on the tinky winky and going forward at a hot speed. This is not a group effort. You can't take everyone with you. Some people will be cleaved away. Some will be sucker pads and will try to creep back on you like a what? The wrong size cheap lace phone, darling dear. It's not a group effort. Some things must be taken off and left behind. Paying careful attention to your what? Spending habits, darling dears. Where you put your skrilla. Don't waste your skrillas, darling dears. This is time where we amass and we invest on our multiple streams of income. You have to give a little to get a lot, darling dear. Anything worth having, you must invest your pentacles in. Don't squander them, darling dear. Don't do it. Mars in Gemini is digging into your what? Proverbial garden of wounds. Your inner childhood wounds. They will be resurfacing, darling dear, to be healed. They them can't prove you wrong. You weren't a captive. You are the interviewer. They better get used to it. They thought they had you trapped in a corner, back against the wall, eh? Back against the wall is the best position for a big cat. Built for this shiznai. You got the power grid, darling dear. Why? You took the time to know thyself. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't for the faint-hearted, darling dear. As we leaned in to the DNS, the dark night of the soul, had to look over my shoulder. You know I'm the red light, green light champion of 79, as are you are now, big cat. There, you wanted it official? Well, it's official, big cat. You've got the power grid. You are the interviewer. You had no connections. Faced with adversity, they laughed at you. Your past was thrown in your face, darling dear. They had to pick a peccadillo or two. You realized no one is coming to save you. You had to save yourself. You had to get Queen of Swords up in this. You learn not to be around those for their potential, darling. Their potential is the foolhardy journey to what? The Mud Hut, which is at 911 Freddy Krueger Avenue, 2 streets over from the loser lane, in the district of the damned loneless. No less. Divine, set a table for you. Psalms 23:5. And your enemies have been set as your footstool, darling dears. Growth. Your growth, darling dear, the big cat expansion, the expansion of your mind, realizing that you are more than capable. Why? You are a child of the divine. When you got quiet, darling dear, they thought you was crying. You wasn't. You was thinking, planning and plotting against them, darling dear, to get away. Your growth brought envy, jealousy, and uncomfortable circumstances for those that look like a dummy bat. Yes, they look like a dummy bat. And they've got tree slough ways. I hadn't forgotten that. With their yarn for hair and their foolish and foolier ways. They're uncomfortable, darling dear. The simpletons on the short spiritual bus can't handle your instinctive ability to bend the matrix. Co-creating champion you be, darling dear. You are a creatrix. Fist bump. In the name of the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis, as we call in the energies of wisdom, guidance, and protection, darling dears. From Keitha to Malkuth, Namaste. Energies, up, big cat, as we unpack this mirage or melee as you continue to travel in your futuristic way. Interview you be, darling dear, accepted. There'll be no more one more round Julies with your hairline. You understood Ephesians 2:10. You are God's masterpiece, and a masterpiece in the working. Always what twerking this and that, but no longer a twerking dummy bat. How? What? Yes, baby, no longer. You twerk to their what? Disingenuous beat for far too long. The runestones are aggressive today, big cat. They're aggressive. Why? Because the Most High had to jump over everything, darling dear. This is what? Uraz, represented by the Hierophant, the God card. In Tarot, there are many God cards. We've got the King of Swords, as well as what? The Emperor, depending on where it lands in your spread. But it's represented by Uraz. It is what? The U and the V, Taurus energy, big cat energy, darling dear. The bull in everything, not the China shop, darling dear. You are being a bully in life, making sure that your physical strength is on par, darling dear. Getting your temples together with a quickness, a speed, darling dears. Some of you have learned to what? Be what? Celibate, darling dear. Put in boundaries. You learn to rein it in, darling dear, and pay your knees. You had to pay your knees in order for you to see more clearly. With your third eye, darling dears, being blessed and highly favored. It speaks about the wisdom that you've co-created. You pander to wisdom, darling dear. Wisdom is not for everyone. Why? Common sense is a superpower, darling dears, that goes hand in hand with wisdom. They don't have it, darling dear. They want you to be arrested and put in what? Spiritual prison. They put many a curse, many a hex, many a what? Malicious word on your godly name, darling dear. Called you everything but a child of God. But what they should have been calling you, darling dear, was gangster. Gangster. Bender of the matrix. You are a creatrix, darling dear. Live with it, darling dear. Lean into it. Bask in the evidences of your co-creating badassery. Please. Pinkies up. My palm is itching. Skrilla.com is afoot. You know I'm a Reiki master. And shares is to my besties, darling dears. Claim this abundant energy. It comes in many forms. Not just Skrilla.com. You get what? Your third eye buffed up. You get the knowledge, darling dear. And knowledge is power. And power is power. I've told you that already. When you've got the power, darling dear, you can afford to be easy and free with your mind, darling dear, to what? Bend it any way you want, but not under the what? Tyrannical reign of a crazed barking at passing car bottom feeder who has no power grid, darling dear. All they've got is what? Past mistakes. They like to rehash yesteryear, only for the simpleton that is dull-eyed, darling dears. Someone who is on their level, not doing so great, darling dear, but there for the what? Slanderation of a big cat. Well, guess what? They slander and you slay. I think it's an even match, darling dear. Continue to slay, big cat. Posh clap. As I was saying, Uraz. The number 5, it represents, darling dear. 5 is about what? Conflict, confusion, complications, as well as full-on change, which you are what? Changing into, darling dear. You're a big cat. You can change your mind anytime you want, as well as your direction. It speaks about being a mentor. Some of you are mentors, darling dears, using your wisdom as a teacher. I told you, you are an emergency kit for another big cat. My palm is going crazy with the itching, darling dear. Stay with me, good luck, good fortune and blessings. And my besties, pinkies up. As I was saying before, I interrupted myself with that. Had to get my scratch on. This speaks about what an engagement, darling dear. Somebody's going to be going to some form of a what? Bonding ceremony. Some people are not going for the little contract. You know the one that they give you to say that you're married. You'd rather have a bonding ceremony. Why? You don't have to go through the what? The prenup. You don't have to go for a prenup if it's a bonding ceremony, because you can unbond yourself anytime you want, knowing the boundaries you create. You have to understand not everybody can come with you. And as you continue to what? Expand in your cranium, darling dears. Using your what? Spiritual strength to light your path. Light it up, darling dear. Not everyone can go with you. They will be running like cockroaches to the shadows, darling dears, to discuss you at tables you no longer sit at, darling dear. You don't sit there. It's not fabulous, gorgeous, or lovely. You understood the assignment and realized you are not a captive. You're the interviewer. Fist bump. Listen to that, big cat. I feel guided to take another road. Oh, did I tell you Uranus is represented by the letter U and V, the numbers 20, 21, 22, and 23. And it's all about that big P. What's that power, darling dears? Personal power and your spiritual strength. And again, someone needs to tighten up their what? Temple. Get to your exercises, darling dears. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And nobody wants a floppy muscle. Baby, as you have the what? The godly strength in the upright, darling dear. You have people opposed to your way of life. They want to come through and what? Break down your boundaries. See if you're what? A bit stupid. Up for a bit of foolishness, darling dear. Well, guess what? Foolio does not live here anymore. You understood Gloria Gaynor's tale when she said, I will survive. You listened it on rinse and repeat, darling dear. You're not having it. Someone is going against you. And what? When we see Uranus on its face, this can go as far as what? Spell work. They're going into the chaos magic, guys. They've decided to step it up and come from the what? The mud hut to the frying pan and straight into the fire. Because guess what? It's a return to sender kind of a season, darling dear. As you wish only the best for your worst enemy. Why? You understood the assignment of karma, darling dears, and law of attraction. No longer holding on to the bitterness. They try to what? Permeate your hemisphere for air. You understood that particular seed has no soil of fertility to grow in, darling dear. Not listening to what? Those boundary breakers. Those outside the perimeter, darling dears. As they what? Hate on what you've got going on. Why? Because you're different, darling dear. You're different. They thought you was a captive. And it was like what? The Avengers, Black Widow. You was in the chair, yeah? And they thought they was getting it out of you until your boss decided that they've got to intervene because you had what? Bigger things to be getting on with, darling dears. Until God gave you the call, you picked up. You didn't hitch and you didn't let it go to what? Voicemail. You understood the assignment. That what? It was not a conference call, Black. Everyone can't go with you. And rejection is God's protection. Pinkies up. We've got the presence, being blessed by the alpha female, Slim Jim, Jacqueline, Arenton, Big Cat Wave. Glad you could pop in. Now, who else is here before I press on? Oh, thank you very much for that Skrilla, Alexis Holmes, that super chat. You know I'll be buying my what? Honeydew melons. I like to keep them in a baggie when I've got to roll in my chariot of righteousness. Why is it righteous? I told you already, my dear Big Cat Bestie, don't you remember? I call it the chariot of righteousness because anywhere I deem to go in said chariot of righteousness is righteous. because I've got my spectacles of truth with me. So I might be prepared to see what you're saying. I might, but I told you, as a big cat, I can change my mind whenever I feel like it. If the vibe ain't right, I'm out of sight. Fist bump. I rhymed again, big cat. Baby, I'm telling you, I'm going to touch every base today, darling dears. Every base today, as we understand why. Why are you the interviewer? Why was you earmarked by your ancestral team to lead the way, to guide them to glory? Why was you gifted with all of their badass alchemist ways that they couldn't use in their time frame, darling dear? Why did you give up your status of having achieved Shangri-La and decided to come back as a volunteer? The biggest why is because you didn't read the footnote that you was going to go through fucking knees and keep repeating cycles until you realize that you're not meant to be amongst those that wants to take it. They want to kill your vibe, darling dear. They want to kill your vibe, big cat. But you as a big cat can feel their energy from miles away, and you come through with a 2 of these and a 1 of those, and a what and nay to make them stay away. What's nay? The trusty bat for close contact, darling dear. Because some of them do want to get rowdy, darling dear. They get angry, they want to pick a fight and have you tussling in the dust, darling dear. Good golly and gosh, if I had pearls, I'd be clutching them bitches. As I understood the assignment, you can't cast your pearls before a swine and expect your situation to be anything above homosexual region. Yes, hobo, I said. The pomp and circumstance is about to be kicked out of what existence with one swell cat-like swoop. Let's dive in, Donnie Renee. And we've also got what? The alchemist, angelic, mother. Yes, baby. Big cat wave. I know you're what? Angelic alchemist mother, but I like the way I lined it up, darling dear. You sounded so regal, but I'm not telling you to change your handle. Be who you wants to be, darling dear, as long as you always remember, right, that you're a big cat, and my voice in your head will be saying, I'm not having it, blood. Oi! Fist bump. Let's carry on, darling dears, as we continue to tiptoe through these peccadillos. Let's get your ancestral message and press on, because I can be a chatty cat. And who gonna check me, boo? Base of your deck, we've got the Watchtower of the South. Lean in, big cat. Lean in. It's fire energy, darling dears. It also speaks about someone would love to rekindle some kind of a romance. A bad romance. Come through, Lady Gaga. Posh clap. I believe it's her. They've created a new fashion. A new fashion or a passion for you, darling dear. They see that you know how to attract abundance. From their what? Mouth-breathing perspective, darling dear. Nothing like a hater or a left behinder to have you under full surveillance. Hillbilly investigations are still being launched. They see you as the sunflower. I say sun, you say sunflower. I say no, baby. You ain't no sunflower. Don't let them cast any title on you. You are what? A lotus, able to what? Grow in the dirtiest and muddiest of waters. They didn't thunk on that, did they? Well, good luck. Good luck. Wish them good luck, darling dear. Good luck. Fare thee well. And you don't do it with spite or bass in your voice. You mean it really. You really do mean it. Good luck to you. And anyone they buck up on after you, darling dear, they're going to get what you didn't get, darling dear. And they're going to get the double downing of it. Why? Because you got away, big cat. You understood your power grid is being what? Tainted. Tainted. When you waste your time pretending to be a captive when you came here to be an interviewer. Ha ha. Laugh with me, big cat. Ha ha. What did I say? Sizing up the mitches and bitches, darling dears, as you understood the responsibility of heavy is the head that wears the crown, and you wear it so well. So well, big cat. It also speaks about secrets. They can't keep any secret from you because you've bossed up in your energy reading, darling dear. You read energy. Some people think you're shy. You're not shy. You've already read their energy, and it's straight from the 7th levels of Dante's hell. Good God. Especially when someone goes to you, oh, Big Cat, I want to introduce you to my bestie. And then you just feel it like a Maya trying to, and you're like, dare I say anything? No, you say nothing, you shut up. He's the island and Stevie Wonder. And you find the earliest opportunity to minus the Big Cat from that situation. There's nothing but wickedness there. You're an energy reader. And it also speaks about what? Understanding thyself. The High Priestess goes within. As you already know, in order to evolve, darling dear, you must find your God spark. This is how you give thyself the second chance of soaking it to them again, darling dear. When you boss up on your spiritual perspective. Understanding that what? Mars is in Gemini, darling dear. And it's there for a reason. To bring up something that is still keeping you from understanding that you run things. Things don't run you. Somebody is also being secretive around you, or they're trying to give out your secrets, but that's not your business, darling dear. You no longer live at that address. Whom they are addressing, darling dear, is whom you were, whom they would like you to be, in order to what? Put you in a position of captive, which is a waste of time for you, Big Cat. It's a waste of time. Listen, when you are spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally bossed up, darling dear, it's a waste of time. You'll make them your bitch. And we don't collect bitches. We kick ass, we take names, and we eat the wounded. Not literally, because we're not doing no Jeffrey Dahmer around here. No. I mean figuratively, darling dears. Figuratively. Fist bump. Let's carry on. Base of the deck. Because it's the rebirth of you, as the Big Cat Chronicles continue. Rise of the Big Cat, darling dear. Can't you see the phoenix from the ashes, baby? And it also speaks about you're going to have to break through. What? Societal control bands, darling dear. Society itself will try and make you feel as though you are less than. Why? Because you leaned into spirituality. You understood religion is just a fishbowl. Spirituality is the whole ocean, and you are a good swimmer. Why? Because you're a cat blood. I told you. We get through it, darling dear. Ibex you be, of sea and land. Fist bump. My lips are pursed and ready for this, darling dear. Pursed, because I'm wondering what's going to come out next. All about your stability. Somebody's at hockey sticks of dawn. We see the lovely green heart chakra, darling dears. The heart chakra also reminds me of what? Proverbs 4:23. You have to guard your heart, because those energies, darling dears, will have you what? Barking at passing cars, having not used your discernment when you give away the keys to your Lamborghini. What's that? You, Big Cat. Your psychological password. They would like to infiltrate, but they can't take down something that is built from the inside out, darling dears. Continue to shine on and tell them to shut. No, we don't tell them anything. I told you, we operate with love and light. We tell them nothing with all of this negative energy speaking to their leader, darling dears. Whisperings of Hannibal Lecter, telling them bad, listen, we've got somebody who's a stutterer amongst us. Listen, there's nothing wrong with having a speech impediment, but if you're casting bad words on people and saying malicious things, you better learn to straighten up your talk. They're just laughing at your stutteration, blood. Now I'm hot and sweaty. Past the perspiration, darling dears. Slipped right into the what? The sweat in. Let's get some cards and see. I'm going to go with this. These are my FP555 Oracle Intel deck. There's 2 of them, and I put them together because no one can check me. You're getting guidance today, darling dears. 5-5 is about letting go of a situation. It's also the double energy of a 5, which is conflict, change, as well as what's instability. You're not destabilized, darling dears, not when you're the interviewer. It's about asking the right question, and those questions must also be asked of self in order to attain the rebirth and this new beginning that you've been chasing, darling dears. Always chase the new, the change, and run away from conflict. Not because you're scared, darling dears, but some things, not every battle must you arm attend. And if you're forced to be in a battle, make sure you've watched my Don't Get Smoked video, where I teach you light kung fu, yes, and how to get away. And I also tell you where your limb destructors are. These They're not just here to what? Lean on the table and hold your mocha. They're there to injure, rend, and so you can get away, darling dears. We don't hustle. We don't, right? We've got fire energy again, right? Right next to what? Jackpot and badass alchemist ways. Keeping that one. Oh, I like this one. We've also got the what? Proverbs 26:11, darling dear. Only a fool returns to folly, as a dog returns to vomit. We don't eat vomit, darling dear. We don't go for the regurgitation of food or people. Because we've got plans within plans, blood. Things that can't be spoken until you're saying what? Checkmate. This fell to one side. Fortune favors the brave. This is such a lovely lineup. Somebody or someone is unhappy because you've created a stable foundation, possibly a new home. It could also be a business. It could also be what's stable in your word, that they are what? Basura, and they must stay where they are. This also speaks about the friends that are no longer friendly, darling dear. They're unfriendly because you're stable. There was what? When you was going crazy in your head and thinking about all kinds of Jackie Chans, darling dears. Yes, I'm talking about life kicking you around. They was happy to be your friend, darling dear. Happy to come and be that ear hustler so they could get on the balls with their feet. Well, guess what? They've got nothing to tell. Because you tell them nothing. I told you we work with the Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. Because you understood 19 is what? Sun energy. When you've got that glow, that power grid, darling dears, happy times ahead. Because you learned how to put the past behind you like a ponytail. Using the plans within plans. How did you find them? By going within. By getting your birth natal chart. The High Priestess, darling dears. Make sure that they have all bases covered. Because knowledge is power. Going backwards? I think not, Scotty. We know who Salt Bay is, darling dear. Lot's wife. What is good for you, darling dear, can be good for air. But you have to remember that you are the jackpot. No one breaks into an empty house. And no one what? Will cuss you out more, right? When you're gone. More than someone who you had to leave behind because of their behaviors, darling dears. They hit the jackpot when they said what they said, darling dear. You said what? I'm not having it, mate. And you put your back into it as you learned how to do the slow, quick, slow, darling dear. This is how you step into badass alchemist ways. You understand assignments, darling dears. You understand that in order to bend the matrix, you can't stay in a situation that doesn't serve you. The number one is the magician, Mercury as well as air energy, darling dears. Been gifted with speed of mind, intellect, darling dear, to overcome certain situations, realizing that it's a battle in the mind when you are putting down what no longer serves you in order to seek what is being gifted to you by the Most High, to collect all what divine said is for you. Psalms 23:6. Guidance, darling dear. Guidance always comes from within. When you ask and you pray, darling dears, Pray, because you have to ask in order to get what you truly deserve. When you pray for understanding and enlightenment of self, because knowing thyself, darling dear, you become what? A lighthouse for what you truly deserve. You don't have to seek it, darling dear. It will come to you. 5-5 is the let go. What happened to my music? It left me. Maybe it's because you was meant to hear that. And everything will be irie. I told you you're Jamaican. We're not going to get into that argument again. I don't want to fall out with you again today, big cat. I don't. I want us to be friendly and bouncy as we understand why they're being malicious. You mind your own business. Nobody minds their business like you. You're CEO of that company. Gemini, the third house, as we already know, is the house of siblings. It's the house of neighbors. Neighbors that aren't very neighborly. This is also about you taking a leap of faith, moving towards a new beginning that you co-created, darling dears. Moving swiftly, having what? Trusted in the Most High. But you are being careful with your loyalty, because why? There is always a crack in someone else's plan for you, darling dear. But you already saw you have a plan for them. It's like when you remember that slap game you used to play to try and get your hand on top. Well, you've got a hand on top, darling dear, plus your ancestors' hands, so it goes back. Taking this one, and no one's going to check me. We want to clarify this fool, this new beginning, this leap of faith in a new direction. It also speaks about a younger partner coming towards you, darling dears. Could be romantical, could be platonic. But the first rune that came out is what? Destiny, darling. You're divinely guided. We saw the Hierophant, Algaz. Sorry, Uraz. I said Algaz. Algaz is what? Moon card, darling dear. Meant to come out, Freudian slip. This is Shady Brigady, fake energy. Somebody has a message coming towards them, darling dear. It also speaks about moving, possibly a message of that you're going to have to what? Do some quick action. It also speaks about Cupid's arrows. You know how I feel about Cupid. You know how I feel about Cupid, who has access to everyone's Akashic record, but pays no attention. Why? Cupid likes to be fancy, darling dear, and mix it up. Somebody's about to recognize what? That you are diligent, darling dear, possibly a good advisor. Maybe it's because you're highly intuitive. People are realizing that you have what? Spiritual goals. And you are what? A spiritual gangster. So it's about, it could also speak about maybe your spiritual words or your actions. You may have a business. It's about to what? Take off, darling dear, because you are what? Different. You're different, darling dear. You show people truly how to unpack and move on lightly, with a clean heart, with the sun at your back and the wind in your lace front. The Queen of Cups also speaks about your loyalty, your nurturing, darling dear. And this is about getting what? Blessings sent to you. Because you have to understand, it's all about the love, darling dear. It's all about the give back. It's about you what? Giving back and not expecting something in return. This is a big payoff for you, darling dears. This is a blessing in someone or one's face. Somebody who's what? Greedy, darling dear. This is the what? This is the darkness to your light. Someone who says on a regular basis, hello darkness, my old friend. Yeah, someone who is jealous. Somebody who gambled, darling dear. Gambled on your loyalty. They thought you would stay in a situation, right? The Queen of Cups is also somebody who is, as I said, they're nurturing. This is a mother or father, or maybe you was nurturing to them. They see exactly what you brought to the tableau. Now that you're gone, darling dear. And they're feeling rotten to the core. Blaming everyone. Blame shifting and mean. King of Pentacles on its face also speaks about what? A lack of finance and being in debt. Spiritual as well as what? Physical. It's right next to the Queen of Cups. It's all about the spiritual as well, darling dear. Somebody who does not know how to master their emotions in a situation. Yeah. Manipulative to the core, darling dear. Shape-shifting and mean. A hoodwinker. Again, I'm feeling that something is about to turn around for a big cat, darling dears. This is about you having put your hard efforts into a new beginning. You're wondering if you've actually tapped out or about to cap out, darling dears, but it's not. It's about you what? Understanding that what you let go of, what you release, darling dear, that energy is still permeating. Why? You are still on they, them and um's mind. They think about you on a daily basis. Malicious and malice, darling dear. The ones that broke the boundaries with you. Base of the deck. What did I say? They think about you all the time, lying and spying. And they're a page. Let's get another deck. Base of the deck. You don't think about them, darling dear. You're not checking for them, boo. You're not. You're in a calm, feng shuied out mind space. Some of you had to take your progeny and get on the road. Others, you had to rely on your spiritual strength to guide you to calmer waters. It also speaks about how you make decisions, darling dears. The Six of Swords is about you taking the time to reflect, knowing that you have many options to choose from. Realizing that what deceptive options, you're able to read energy. I told you are walking in with what? Badassery as the High Priestess or Priest. HEYOKA, darling dears, the highest of empaths. You had to go through whatever tarnation they put in your way in order to become the cat that you are. One that is free thinking, darling dear. You are not a fence sitter, not when it comes to you. Base of the deck, new beginning, darling dear, from death to rebirth. And it also speaks about a change of status, darling dears. I'm telling you, some of you are really getting into that seat of spirituality, understanding the ocean is what is bringing all of these blessings towards you, because it opens so many doors. You've opened up to astrology, darling dears, energy reading, energy healing. It's also about what we've got, new Reiki masters. Some of you are into tarot, darling dears, but it all speaks about your intuitive, your psychic abilities increasing, because you are exercising those muscles, darling dears, for your what? Come up, darling dear. Come up. Wagwan. Oh, Kung Fu Panda. Hiya. Try to sneak up on a big cat who's dexterous. Glad you could pop in, Carol Mystica. Wagwan. Wagwan. Are you good? Glad for your companies. Kimoreno. Wagwan. Pinky's up. Base of the deck, more analytical, darling dears. And again, I told you at the beginning of the read, this represents Father God. You're being blessed. This goes to Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, you see someone sneaking away from a situation, but I see it as what? Somebody moving away from a bad situation, one that you had to get cerebral over, understanding that you was not allowed to what? Allowing yourself to sacrifice any more of your hairline, thinking about whether this person is good or bad for you. Darling, if you've got to question him, then you know that the question has already been answered. Fist bump. This is about you mastering your emotions, and it also speaks about the new person that's coming towards you. This is someone over the age of 35, somebody learned, or it's somebody who is a wise old soul. This person is going to be like a breath of fresh air, darling dears. But understand, your gangster is already what? Baked and made, darling dear. They're not coming to what? Make you, darling dear. You've already been through the DNS. Again, I had to look over my shoulder. They're coming to join you in your celebratory lap. This is somebody who is highly intelligent, darling dear. Could be a CEO of a company, but it's somebody who has a high position. They're used to what? Bossing people around because they're the boss, and not in a mean way. This is somebody who what? Holds back on their emotion, takes the time to consider every situation before offering a peccadillo into a situation. This is somebody who is not going to what? Fake at what? The first hurdle that may come with you, darling dear. This is somebody that will sit down with you, somebody who's mastered the gathering of information, getting all of the intellect. It could also be an advisory role. Maybe you're stepping into an advisory role. Part of your blessing, darling dear, and part of your gift. We've all got gifts, darling dears, and it is for us to know that we must share those gifts. The expansion of another big cat is what it's all about. Scorpio energy also speaks about a new beginning, darling dear. One way of being and thinking, and becoming another. Being the rebel, darling dear, which was what? Unavoidable change, which has regenerated your life. Some of you are moving away from depression, from a painful breakup, but it was a situation that had to go. Look what you left behind you, Black. Ahoy, mate! This is a plotting plot if ever my eye has seen one. And I'm wearing my spectacle of truth, so I'm getting it close up and direct, darling dear. Somebody who was greedy, somebody who perpetrated or purported themselves to be better than they actually are. This is somebody who is jealous, darling dear. Manipulative, con person, darling dear. They was really good at it. Why? They tricked you. They made you believe you was a dummy bat, and you had to stay with them. Yes! All of this is behind the Queen of Cups. You know your worth, darling dears. Your energy is unmatched. There is no one like you on this Malkuth. I'm telling you, darling dear. You are the prototype of your lineage. As they were sent to teach you a lesson, darling dear, you were sent to teach them many lessons. Many lessons. But from the nosebleed section where they've got a what? First class ticket to get on the spiritual short bus, which is currently going on a field trip past the sign that says you can't F off past this point. Well, they're going on it, mate. Don't stop them. I told you, East Island and Stevie Wonder. Because if you do, you'll be telling the universe, I want some of their bad luck. I want it. Give it to me now. Clarify the Eight of Swords, a message coming in. It could also, as I said, be a message of love. I said Eight of Swords. Somebody's caught up in their head about love. Let me tell you something, big cat. Scrub that from your brain. Get great in your pentacales, darling dears. Focus on the business and love will come. Focus on loving, and you'll what? Send a message to the gates of Hades. right? To release their strongest, most diligent worker, right? To come for your hairline and give you a reverse friar tuck and tell you how stupid you are on a daily basis. Listen. Clarify the Eight of Wands. Moving towards prosperity. This is the breaking of generational curses, darling dears. This is the King of Wands. Somebody with the unsatisfied eyes, darling dear. I told you that they're not comfortable with your comeback, darling dear. Your power grid. They are watching you with the hooded, unsatisfied eyes. The King of Wands loves to charm everyone. They love to charm people. But this person is really a page, looking on all of your greatness, darling dear. How you managed to find the what? 6 G's. God. Your gifts, your goals, your gratitudes, darling dears. They're looking at all of this and that, darling dear. As they continue to what? Charm the what? The unwashed public, darling dear, with what you've got going on. This is a jealous page. A jealous page, darling dear. Jealous. Well, guess what? That's the thing. You can't be arrested for being jealous, darling dear. But you can what? Leave evidences. This person is trying to look back at the situation that you gave. They're looking back at you what with loving eyes, but it's still a page, darling dear. Somebody who's impetuous. The Page of Wands is somebody who is quick to give their energies to all that is offering, but to the person that truly deserved it. They was too busy looking at what they could create with their what? Magic stick of wickedness. It could be the poison fatum or the black hole of Calcutta Panani. I don't know, but it's somebody who's disingenuous. Somebody who has what? Atikiphobia. They live with the fear of not being good enough. Yeah. Spiritual gangster you be, darling dear. Earth angel. It speaks about the journey, darling dears. Divine wants to be sure that you understood the assignment, the journey that you was on. Understanding, yes, there will be obstacles, darling dears, but you have to also remember you have a foot in both worlds, the 5D and the 3D. Some of you need to what? Go and wash off your feet. Right? Get it grounded, darling dear. Go to the ocean or a body of water. And it also is what? Embracing nature, darling dears. Sometimes the touch is for you to reach out and touch a tree, walk through the grass barefooted, darling dears, and understand, contemplate on how far you've come. Balance and moderation, and it's again a reminder to what? Look at your finances, darling dears. Some of you may have unexpected what? Spending coming in at a hot trot, darling dear. But this is about you managing and not panicking, right? Managing and not panicking. You're a big cat. Nothing takes you off your gangster. I told you we focus on solution. We don't worry about the issue because we don't like our hearts going boom diddy boom diddy boom. Bad arsery, darling dears. Base of the deck, passionate new beginning. This is 9 of Wands. It speaks about what? Wounded warrior. You went through some things, and they are still talking about those things. They, them, and They have to, darling dear. They're trying to what? Associate their self with your name now. Oh, I knew such and such way back when. Really? Such and such is saying Mariah Carey. I do know that person. What's going on? Conflicting tales are being bandied around. We saw the the King of Pentacles, who's really the page. I effing all what you've got going on. If you've got progeny, you're being an exemplary mentor to your progeny. Why? You understood that self-worth is everything. Self-worth is everything, darling dear. It also speaks about your spiritual strength, the wounded warrior, darling dear. Strength in the face of adversity. They're not understanding that your persistence came from what? Rinse and repeat. You had to keep going through challenges, risking it all in order to what? Complete the separation from situations that are making you vigilant, darling dear. Nobody wants to be vigilant, focused on what someone else's next move. That's a waste of your hairline. Too busy focusing on them. It's not good for a big cat. This is why you had to understand that moderation was key. This is also spiritual protection. All of these spiritual cards lined up. Gangster at its finest, darling dears. Remember to always hold your gangster, darling dears. Proverbs 12:24. They didn't think you'd get over what they said, darling dears. And this is also the healing from some kind of surgical procedure. I heard something to do with is it ingrown toenail for somebody? Well, you're going to recover from it, darling dear, but don't do it again. Cut them claws, black. We're talking about the loyalty to the assignment, darling dear. This is your due diligence. And as you continue to be loyal to what? Focusing on your own garden, right? Leave the astroturf to the astroturfians, yeah? Loyalty will come to you, but it's not for something for you to seek, darling dear. The real ones will stand up and make themselves known. And the Pentacles also speaks about online. Somebody's getting over some kind of online dating. They found many a narc. Right up there at what? Manipulation Street, darling dear. And some of them are just outright stalkers. Yes, duct tape and chloroform kind of stalkers. You're not loving the online dating, darling dears. Date yourself. What's the matter with you? You got a lot of people out here worrying, when is my partner come? When is it going to begin? When's this love coming? I've got all of this to give. Give it to yourself, blood. Do I have to get angry with you, big cat? Do I? Well, I will, because I'm your bestie. And if I don't tell you the truth, it took a while for you to realize that you are the one doing all of the interrogation, darling dear. You are the fertile field. You have to understand that your loyalty is of such a divine level. It can't be given to the feeble-minded. Yes, remember what was done. Memory of an elephant and all that. But don't live in that pain. Use that pain to plant those seeds, darling dears, and build your fertile land. But it all is about knowing your worth. Use that muscle, your intuition and your discernment, darling dears. Not everybody's allowed to drink from your cup of unconditional love whenever they feel like it. Look at her face. Are you kidding me, blood? Bruh, or sister? I don't think so. I don't think so. You've got to get bougie with it, darling dears. Bougie. Stop worrying about when people are coming to you. People come to you every day, darling dear. But not everyone is for you. Everything is in divine timing. You can't demand from the Most High. You just do what's best for you in a situation. Push forward through all of the Maya, and it will come to you in time. What about this greedy one? This manipulating hoodwinker? What do we need to know about them? Oh, something about happiness, darling dear. Could it be your happiness? Are they upset that you're happy? Are they upset that you're... Yes, they are. Because you refuse to take their cup of what? Cognitive dissonance. The same rusty cup that's been to many, darling dear. I can just imagine the blue light on that rim. Shiver me timbers. This is about you bossing up on them, darling dear. And you will only accept a cup of what? Love. True love's first kiss from an emperor. You're reading energy, blood. This person or people don't like the fact that you're happy. Your life is happy and content, while their life is at hockey sticks at dawn. A situation that they put themselves in. They thought there was an emperor or king in your life. Not realizing that the ending of a chess game, even the pawns go in the same box as the king or queen. You're too fabulous for them, darling dears. The emperor doesn't need a team. The emperor knows what's going on. This is about your empire, darling dears. Aries and Mars energy. Being protected and provided for. This is you understanding that you are the interviewer. And everyone must be interviewed. People come to you with tactics. Some want your energy, your time, your skrilla, or just to be associated with you, darling dears. All energy vampires, all sons and daughters of Pennywise the Clown. Yeah, aka Prakala or Prakalisha. They can't understand this change in you, darling dear. This metaphoric rise. When you was built for it, darling dears. This is the ending of the situation. Tower moment. It was a tower moment for them. They thought you'd drag on the drudgery, darling dear, until thy kingdom come. Well, guess what? You decided thy kingdom come was the day when you left. They left you or you left them. But either way, you called the tower down, darling dears. You didn't wait for them to break you again. You broke yourself. Going into the DNS is giving up a situation that you are trauma bonded to, darling dears. You had to break your own heart, that skulldugger's heart that didn't know that self-worth must live there first before anything. You had to break it. They're worried about the partnerships, the contracts that you're making, darling dears. Gemini energy again. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. You've got those what? Badass alchemist ways. You're able to chop it up, darling dear. You have the what? You're able to talk to anyone about any subject. Why? Because you take the time to listen and understand knowledge when it's on the tableau. This is why you are always the wisest person in the room. You've got the hungry ears, not listening to gossip, darling dears. This is foundational stuff that you can use to further your goals. This is Archangel Michael in your back. For those that are worrying about the partner, still, you will get it, darling dear. But remember, you are the one that's blocking it from you because you're thinking about it. And I told you, when you want something to come into your life, you put it out there, you feel the energy, and then focus on something else, Black. You gotta have things to focus on, like blinking and breathing. And which lace front you're putting on today to sock it to them. You'll get that love that you want, darling dear, but you have to give it to thine self first. They don't like the fact that you're happy. They're watching you, they're waiting for you to fail. And they're inquisitive, darling dears. So you may even have what? A feeler put out to see what's going on. They're trying to what? Gather up the courage to see if whom can approach you amongst the bottom feeders. None of them, Black. None of them. You don't want none of it. You don't want none of that smoke, right? You don't compete where you don't compare, and it also speaks about you being in a good position. This is spiritual protection. When people do you bad, they do you rotten, darling dear. They don't have the foresight to see whom is caping for you in the spiritual world. You were sent here to win, and all you do is win, Big Cat. My dear Big Cat, continue to stand your ground in Keitha as well as Malkuth. Your ancestral team are proud of you. I'd rather have proud of those that, the pride of those that went before me than the what man on this Malkuth, darling dear, because man will fail you. Be proud that you are what doing your lineage proud by standing up for yourself, even when your voice was shaking. They are getting a full-on block party. None of them can approach you. So if they're trying to work out who to push in your face, darling dear, nobody. No one that crossed you, darling dears, because they have been crossed off with love and light. They've been crossed off. And you're not going to be tempted off your flip-flop to go around there. This is not being able to be tempted into past situations. With what? Pages that are bitter, jealous. They're not happy in their life. Their work situation is shit, or they're working like a field hand, all while you're making it look easy. But no one saw you when you was in your darkest night. No one saw you. But Father God saw you, darling dears. Your tears were counted. Remember I told you that? Right after you what? Rubbed them bitches in, darling dear, and said amen, and stood back up. You have been protected and provided for. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. When you realize your personal strength, darling dears, every door shall open for you. Never you forget to drink of what? That cup of love. And never you forget. You're going to be blessed, darling dear, but it's divine timing. You can't rush fine wine. It takes time to ferment. And you have to also remember, divine doesn't want certain energies to what? Be uplifted by the blessings that you have coming towards you and the blessings that you already have attained. Yeah. Continue with your back turned, darling dears, because you will see your ships come in. Divine wants you to focus, right, and have the foresight to plan all the way to the end. Set plans down in stone, darling dear, and follow them to the letter. Why? Because if you eat, sleep, and breathe, focus on that, darling dear. Focus on your plan. not the ins and outs of it, darling dear. The ultimate goal. We don't focus on issues, darling dear. We focus on solutions. And Divine is about to gift you with that because you had the foresight to choose you. Some of you are going to be traveling, darling dears. Physically traveling. Strength card. Traveling possibly to avoid temptation, darling dear, in a situation that you find you're in. A situation that had you what? To make a harsh decision. Some of you had to choose between two. Them or you. You chose them. 8 of Cups. In every situation, darling dears, choose yourself. Unless it's a newborn baby that's unable to defend itself. Every circumstance and situation, choose yourself. They say, in order for a winner to always win, you got to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. This was an emotionally tumultuous time in your life. But it was not a position that you wanted to find yourself stuck in. This is why Divine reminded you that you are the interviewer, not the captive. Let's get things straightened around now. What time is it? Oh, we're at the 56. I told you I can be such a chatty cat. The time goes so quickly when we're having our little tete-a-tates, big cat. It goes so quickly. Your ancestors. Your security is fully there, darling. Just call them at any time. Because you're about to receive a miracle in your life. Star card. Continue to pour away subconsciously that doesn't serve you. The energy of Mars is going to be bringing up childhood wounds today, darling dears. Don't hide from that. We feel everything and we lean into that pain, darling dear. Lean into it because there is a lesson for you to learn so that you can release it. It also speaks about you standing out. Somebody's about to stand out in their field. And it also speaks about a benefactor being supported by those that are like-minded souls. Your ancestral team will guide to you who needs to be, wants to be around you. That comes with the equal give and take. But you must also use your discernment to sift through the energies, darling dears. Not everybody's allowed to share in the miracle that you're about to be blessed with. And some of you, it's the miracle of waking up every day to get a new chance to bend the matrix as the interviewer. The Hermit, when they ate us, we nine them, darling. The Hermit is about standing out for being different. It also speaks about fake friends, bad energy. This is about you having to isolate yourself, spiritually as well as mentally, physically, and emotionally. Hermit, Virgo energy, darling dears. Virgo again is ruled by Mercury. Yeah, Mercury's running things today, blood. Mercury, the 3rd house, again, it speaks about transportation. Somebody's about to move, about to make a movement, but you have to make sure that you're not moving with a snake, because snakes are showing up these days, and they call you bestie, they call you blood, bra, sisterine, bae, bro, honey. This is about you using your intuition, darling. I told you, as a big cat, you must learn to read energy. Read the energy and believe it. Oh, I haven't used Ye Old Kipper in a while. What does Kipper say about this? About this interviewer that you be? Yeah. Because the community, darling dear, the unwashed, darling dear, the homosexuals, the thieves, the time wasters, they would love to waste your time. This is why you have your ancestors at your back. Can you see them in the background? They're watching them on your behalf, darling dears. But you still have to interview them. You don't want someone to come in that's going to waste your time, especially as a harlot, especially as Divine has already gifted you with your pathway, your transformation, your new beginning. Leave them where they are, darling dears. You can't save someone from the destiny that they created for themselves. Remember, they wanted you in this position as the captive. Take your time, darling dears. Everyone that comes around you at this moment in time, because you are in front of an archway. The archway means what? New possibilities. Opportunities, offers coming toward you. You interview them, darling dear. This person is engaged. You're what? Weighing up what they said and reading their body language, mate. Because you've got things to lose, darling dears. I told you. Your name, your words, and your actions carry weight in the spiritual world, darling dears. And you are being bossed up, darling dear. You are no longer on the level that made you believe that you were captive to their bull swanky, darling dears. You've got to leave the hood-looking alfalfas where they are. Where they are. What did I say? Drop them like a hot potato. You don't remember these people. You use what they did in the past as intel to ensure that you don't go back into that situation. Right. Because you're the coach of the red flag team, lad. I told you, you're the interviewer. And blessings will always follow you, darling dears. Goodness and mercy will always follow you when you realize whom you are. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Continue with the interviewing, big cat. Then get tired. Get Queen of Swords in this bitch. Fist bump.